Hi there, I'm Cath. Welcome to my channel Made by Cath Craft. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in the video today, I can't believe it's come around so quickly, but it's August and I'm going to be talking to you all about my August fabric haul and my sewing plans. So I've got some lovely fabrics and some exciting, well I think exciting plans lined up, so I really can't wait to share those all. Before I start talking about those, I thought I'd mention what I'm wearing today. So it's been really hot in the south of England, particularly the last couple of days. I think it was 35 degrees yesterday, which is super hot for around here. So we had the paddling pool out and it's always a good opportunity to get out some really summery clothes. So today I'm wearing the Ogden Cami by True Bias. And I've made it in a, this is one I make from last year actually, and it's in a rayon from Minerva Crafts, and I guess it's quite pretty with lots of rainbow flowers on it, and it's just such a classic pattern, the Ogden Cami. I'll show you, I probably know it already, but I'll show you a picture still. Just a really basic cami top designed to be made in woven fabric. And it's great because it doesn't use much fabric either, so I made another one in an Atelier Brunette fabric that was super pretty but quite pricey, and I didn't need too much of it to be able to make it, so it's a good one for that. And I've teamed it with another me made, which is my Chino shorts, and I'll show you those. I have to stand up on the sofa for that. They're kind of a fairly low-rise short with little slash pockets at the front, a fly zip, and then they've got little pockets on the back I added too. I made them in a linen from Guthrie Garni, so they're a bit creasy from being worn, but they are lovely and cool in this weather. And I'll show you the pattern for that one too, because I always like seeing the patterns to make it a bit more real. Here's a pattern, so that's a Chino shorts version, and it also comes in a little skirt too. And there are also some extension kits. I think there's an extension kit to turn it into trousers as well, which looks quite nice. It's just, I just find these shorts a real staple for my wardrobe, and what I love about them is I've been able to make them just exactly how I wanted them, because I've been looking for a pair of fairly low-rise shorts for ages and couldn't find anything on the high street, and it's so nice to be able to make my own just to my requirements. So I've added little turn-ups to the bottom of them, which is my own little thing I thought I'd do to make them feel a bit more me, and they're really comfy and practical. So that's what I'm wearing today to keep cool, because it is so hot. But anyway, let's move on to talking about the fabrics and plans I've got for this month. So you might remember from last month in my July fabric haul and sewing plans, I showed you a new pattern I'd got, which is this one here. It's the Cocowawa Crafts Plum dress, which is a fairly newly released pattern, and it's kind of like a cute sort of slightly oversized smock dress with slightly off the shoulder sleeves. Sort of drop shoulder, that's what I mean. And it comes in a longer sleeve version or this cute ruffle, and I really wanted to make the ruffle version. And so I had a look at some fabric, and I'd seen a couple of beautiful versions made in double gauze, one by Liz, the baker that sews. She's also got a YouTube channel, so check it out because she has some amazing makes. And so yeah, I really love the look of it in double gauze, and I had a little look on Minerva and found this beautiful double gauze, and I've already cut it up. And if you've seen my Instagram, I've already made this, so I've got just a few little scraps left to show you. This is beautiful, it's kind of like a royal blue double gauze. I don't know exactly the colour, but I quite like this colour on me, and haven't got much in my wardrobe in it, and it's lovely and soft and yeah, just really pretty, I think, double gauze. And that's what I'm planning to make the plum dress in, and so I'll reveal more about that make in my August sewing makes video, but yeah, I was really pleased with that fabric, and I also got some little pink buttons to pop, because the back of the dress is has got a placket down the middle and to add buttons, so I wanted to make a little detail there, so I've got some hot pink buttons to kind of pop against this fabric. So that's my first plan that I've actually already done. I guess it's August, so yeah, I've started sewing, so I'm looking forward to sharing that one with you. And then the other fabrics are fabrics I haven't cut out, and nothing's been done with them yet, so I'll move on to those. The first one, I've got a mixture of sort of summery fabrics and slightly more autumnal fabrics at the moment, because I guess would like to make a last few summer makes, but I'm also planning towards autumn. And I wanted to make myself another pair of True Bias Hudson pants. I'll show you the pattern. It's just such a great loungewear option. You can make the full length ones or kind of shorter ones that sort of, I think they're kind of yoga pant style, so just on the calf. And I love the long version just for chilling at home. I often get to the end of the day and take off my dress or whatever I've been wearing and pop a pair of Hudson pants on instead. And I've been wanting another pair, and I wanted something a little bit fun, and I saw this fabric online, which I think is quite cool. It's a loop back jersey, so it's not super thick, which is quite nice for indoors, and it's it's kind of leopard print with lots of different splodges of different colours. And this came from the Maker's Merchant, which has recently been rebranded from Lubadoo Fabrics, and I'll post the link below. And I just saw it and thought, wow, that's really funky. I had to have that. So I'm really looking forward to turning this into a pair of Hudson pants. I think they'll be great, team with like a fairly plain t-shirt, otherwise I'd be really super bright. And it's just such a fun, quick pattern to whip up, and one I'll get lots of wear out of. So that's my second fabric for this month, this loop back jersey, and it's really nice quality. And when you stretch it, you can't see it's kind of printed, but when you stretch it, you can't see the white through, which I know it always shows a decent quality, so that's what that is. So what next? So the next fabric I wanted to show you isn't actually a new purchase. It's been one that's sitting in my stash for a while. And I think I might have mentioned in previous vlogs, I'm just trying to go, I don't have a huge stash. I don't really like to have a huge stash because I think I find it a bit overwhelming. But I have got a few older fabrics hanging around where I bought more than I needed when I was fairly new to sewing. And I'm trying to go through those and make them into things that I can wear. So I've been having a look and seeing how much I've got and what patterns might work. And one of them I've got a fair amount left of is this chambray fabric, and I use this chambray to make the deer and doe cardamom dress, and I'll put a picture up of that so you can see how that looked like. But because I only used it for bits of the dress, not the whole thing, I didn't need as much as I had sort of planned before. I hadn't really thought about it, I don't know. So I had a fair bit left over, and it's a lovely quality chambray. I think it came from Higgs and Higgs. It's it's a chambray. It's fairly soft, and what I thought I'd make with this was something a bit different, I haven't got anything like it in my wardrobe before, which is kind of like a denim style shirt. And I'm going to use this pattern here, the blouse by the Avid Seamstress, which is a pattern I made a couple of times before in floatier fabrics, like a viscose. So I really like this pattern. It's by the Avid Seamstress, and it's quite a basic shirt pattern. Oh, there you are, you can see it's with a mandarin collar, and then it's got these kind of quite nice elasticated cuffs that sort of sit just sort of in between your elbow and your wrist. So I just quite like the look of it, and I thought it will kind of be a nice pattern to use to make a fairly relaxed chambray shirt. And the reason I decided to make that was, firstly, I had enough fabric for it, but also I was wearing a skirt the other day, and I posted a picture of me wearing it, like my kind of outfit of the day on Instagram, and I said it didn't really feel like me, the skirt, and I can post a picture up of me wearing it. I was wearing it with a black t-shirt, and I said it didn't really feel like me, and I don't really know what I could do to make it make me like the skirt a little bit more, because I do like the skirt, but just teaming it with the black t-shirt didn't seem to just, I don't know, didn't feel right. And somebody on Instagram, I can't remember the name, but somebody messaged me to say, what about trying it with a shirt, like a denim shirt, and that might make it a bit more edgy. And I thought, oh, that might be quite a fun idea. And actually, I think I could probably, a denim shirt might go with quite a lot of things in my wardrobe. And so I think an actual shirt made out of denim would be a bit too thick and heavy, but chambray, being more of a cottony, lighter fabric, I thought would be perfect. And I know chambray softens even more as it washes, so I thought that might be a garment that I get a lot of wear out of and enjoy wearing. So I'm looking forward to that one, and it'll be really nice to use up the chambray I've got on my stash, and hopefully make something that's quite wearable and different to the other chambray things I've got. The next fabric I wanted to share with you was actually an impulse buy, and I'm not usually an impulse buyer. I'm usually the type that ums and ahs about things and thinks about them for a few days before I buy anything, but I saw a deal go by on Instagram, and I thought it was a great deal, so this is what I bought. And it's this is swimwear fabric, and it's from the Maker's Merchant, which is the website I also bought the fabric for my Hudson pants from. And they have some lovely jersey type fabrics, and also some lovely swimwears. And the reason I bought it was because it was on offer, and it was down from £7.50 per half metre to £3 per half metre, which I thought was great value, because it's properly nice quality swim fabric. It's made from mostly polyamide, which I think is what you look for in really good swimwear fabric. I've actually got this fabric in navy with the white twigs, and I've used it to make a Megan Nielsen Cottelslow. This pattern here. I made the bikini top and high-waisted swim bottoms, because I do like swimming. And I like to be able to make my own swimwear because I do find it hard to find stuff in the shops that fits and is also flattering, because it's nice to be able to make it. So I've worked with this fabric before, I've sewn with it before, and it's really nice to sew with. And so with this one I thought I'd take the opportunity of getting it at a good price to be able to make a toile to try out a new swim pattern. And I haven't got the new swim pattern yet, and I'm kind of deciding at the moment between two. And I'll see if I can put up pictures from the website of them. One is the paper cut Soma pattern, and the other one is the Opium Pilatus one. And they both looked a little bit more complicated than the swim patterns I've made before. I've made the Megan Nielsen Cottesloe before, and I've also made this one before, the Vanazza two-piece, which is like a bikini top and bottom. And so I thought I'd give this, I'd give it a go using this fabric, which I'm not too precious about, and either give one of those patterns a go before I cut into some nicer fabric. And I've got my eye on some slightly nicer fabric that I'm hoping to get for maybe Christmas or something for next year's swimming, which is like a Liberty swimwear print. Yeah, that's a bit more pricey, and I wouldn't want to cut into that until I knew that it definitely would come out okay. So that's what I've got. So I think it's quite cute anyway. It's kind of a coral pink colour. And as I said, I know it's nice quality, and that'll be a bit of fun, and I do quite like sewing swimwear, and it sews up quite quickly. So yeah, that's the plan for that one. And then actually, my next fabric is another impulse buy, so that's quite an unusual month for me really. And I saw another, again on Instagram, I saw another fabric go by, and I just thought, oh, I have to have that. And I don't know, sometimes you have a feeling that a fabric's going to sell out really quickly, and this one did sell out in the day, so I was glad to have got it and not deliberate over it and missed out on it. And it's this absolutely beautiful Viscose Twill from Material Girl Laura. So it's kind of got, it's hard to camera to pick it up, it's got sort of little sort of splodges on here, I think they're called scribbles, with white and then kind of like a soft pink colour, and they're all over the fabric with a black base. It's a nice viscose twill, it's got a lovely amount of drape, but it's a bit more substantial than a viscose, and it's not sheer, it's nice and opaque, and I just don't know what I'm going to make with it, but it was a good value, and Material Girl Laura has got had some offers running through summer, so I used one of her offer codes as well, and I think I've got 2.5 meters to give me some flexibility with what I want to make. So I really don't want to make with this one, but I don't want it sitting in my stash for too long, so hopefully I'll be able to decide. And I'm not sure if I'll get it sent up by the end of August or whether it'll be a September make, but I'd love to have it ready to wear for winter. It is a fairly substantial viscose twill, so I think it's probably one I'd like to make something I could use in winter rather than summer. Yeah, I just thought it was lovely. I think there was a different colourway as well, I can't remember what that was, but I just thought it was so pretty. And as I said, it sold out in a day, or in less than a day, so I'm really glad I nabbed some of that. So that's that one from Material Girl Laura, Viscose Twill. I just think it's really pretty, and I'm looking forward to having a think of what to do with it. And then that brings me on to my last two fabrics, and they're both slightly more autumnal ones. As I mentioned, I'd bought a few more autumnal ones. And the first one is this beautiful petrol coloured corduroy fabric. It's kind of like a medium corduroy, so it's not like a super fine needle cord, but it's not a super thick jumbo cord either, somewhere in between. And it's lovely and substantial. And yeah, I just love the petrol colour. I don't often go for petrol, but I thought it would make a really nice skirt and go with quite a lot of my wardrobe. And my plan for this one is to make, where is it? This pattern here, which is the Moss skirt by Grainline Studio. This is actually a pattern I made, I've made once before, and I made it when I was really early to sewing, and it has, it says it's an intermediate pattern, and I wasn't really an intermediate then, so it was a bit of a, I felt like I was jumping the deep end a little bit. I kind of was a bit oblivious because I was fairly new to sewing, so I didn't really know what I was doing, but so it's got a fly front zipper and slash pockets, and it's got a yoke on the back as well, which is nice for shaping, I think, to take from your sort of from your bum up to waist to give it a bit of shape there. And so yeah, I made before this version here with the extra little detail of the extra fabric layer, and I think I'm going to make something similar again with this fabric. So I'm really looking forward to sewing that one, because it'll be like revisiting an old friend of a pattern, and I love corduroy, and especially for autumn and winter I think that'll be something I'll get a lot of wear out of, so I'm really looking forward to sewing that one, and also treating it as more of a slow sew this time. And also I've got an overlocker this time, so I think the insides will be a lot neater than on my first version as well, so that'll be nice too. And then my final fabric, which I really love, and I know it's been a popular one, I've seen a lot of people with this one, is this fabric here. And it's a jacquard kind of stretch fabric, so I haven't worked with a jacquard before, and I'm not exactly sure what a jacquard is actually, but this is it. And it's a star print, and I think it's called an ecru background because it's sort of a little bit beige or grey coloured. And it's really, it's got quite a nice colour on the back too. And it's really chunky and cosy, and this was from Guthrie Ghani. So I think it was, I think it's 60% cotton, 35% polyester and 5% elastane, so still quite a high cotton content in it. And yeah, I just thought it was really really cute, and it'd be lovely for winter, like to make something cosy. And I'm planning, I think, to make a jumper, and this jumper, the South Bank sweater by Neil & Lee, London. So I've had this pattern a while, and I've made the cropped jumper version a couple of times, and also I've made the sweater dress version. But I think for this fabric, I'm going to go for a in the in-between version. It's called, yeah, version 2, so kind of like a standard length jumper. And so it's got slightly dropped sleeves and a little kind of cosy neck, so I think it'll hopefully be super cosy. So it's definitely more of an autumn winter make, but the fabric came up and it's out of stock now, so I'm glad, again, I grabbed it fairly quickly, because I do think it's really pretty, and I think it'll go with a lot of different sort of plain coloured skirts, or maybe even under some dungaree dress or something. And I think it should be nice to sew with, because it feels like quite a stable knit fabric. So that's my final fabric, and so I really love that one. I think it's really cute. And the other thing I wanted to share with you was some buttons I got, because I do like buttons, and I love seeing other people sharing their buttons. I know Liz, the baker that sews, often shares her buttons, and I have button envy as it is. So I'll show you my buttons. And funnily enough, these didn't come from a sewing website, and actually it came from a knitting website, because I've been ordering some more wool for a couple of little projects, because we're hopefully going on holiday in a couple of weeks' time, and I like to take some knitting when I go away, so I've got something to do in the evening, because obviously we've got 2 children, so we can't, and they're small children, so they don't go to bed too late, so we generally when we're on holiday, we're in the kind of holiday cottage in the evening watching a film, and I like to have something to do, and I can't really take my sewing machine with me, and I'm not sure I'd want to. We wouldn't have room. Anyway, so that's a side point, but I bought some knitting to have a couple of little knitting projects to do, and the wool was from the Knitting Network, which had some great offers and some really nice wool. And I spotted I needed to buy a little bit more to get up to free postage. Well, I didn't need to, but I wanted to get up to free postage, and I spotted they sold buttons, so I had a little look and got a few buttons, and I thought they were quite sweet, so I thought I'd share them with you, and so now you know as well that the Knitting Network sews buttons if you didn't know already. So they're all by Millwood, which I think is a company I've come across before, and there's a few different ones. These are kind of like a plain white one, which I think will be really useful to have in my stash of buttons, because I'm sure I'll use those white buttons. These ones are kind of a little bit translucent mother of pearl. They've got a little wave on them. I thought they were quite pretty. I've got some little white shirt buttons and some navy ones. I do like a navy button. And then also these really cute ones here that I'm not sure that I'll use, or for my little girl, kind of like slightly lilac flower shaped ones. So I thought they were really pretty, and I'm finding also, because I've been going out less to haberdasheries and things, even now the lockdown's over, I just haven't been out so much, and I don't really want to take the kids too many places if I can avoid it, then it's really nice to have some buttons around, so I can sort of match them to things I have, because it's so hard matching on the screen for buttons to outfits. So I thought if I have a few buttons in my stash, that would be quite useful. So those are my buttons, which I'm quite excited about, to build a little mini stash of buttons from the Knitting Network. But yeah, that's everything I have to share with you today. I have actually got one more fabric that's I bought this month, and it's a bit of a special one, because I'm going to be using it for a collaboration. So my next video will hopefully be talking a bit more about that collaboration. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the first time I've done a collaboration, so yeah, please do press the little bell button below so you're notified of that video and other future videos I make, because I'm really looking forward to talking about that, and I've got the fabric's beautiful, I think. So yeah, that's my next vlog, and then so I'll be back with that, and then hopefully later in the month with some sewing makes. Obviously I'm on holiday, so I'll have a little bit less time to sew, but there might be a couple of little mini knitting projects I can share with you too, if you're interested in those. But yeah, if you have any suggestions on what to do with this Viscose Twill, I'd love to hear. Please let me know down below, or any other comments and questions. I always really love to read everyone's comments and reply, and it's such a lovely sewing community we've got. I think it's really nice to share. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me again today, and I'll look forward to being with you again soon.